What are your thoughts on conservatism?
Wholeheartedly conservatives.
All of them?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. Do you believe that conservatives are a danger to society?
No, but I think the way that they think of things, like the way that it should be, I think that's a danger to society. Not them personally, because a lot of conservatives tend to be hypocritical and live the way that they want to live, but judge others with how they're living.
So he said if you're born with male DNA, you can never become a woman. What would you say to correct that claim?
I say your body, your choice.
Okay.
I agree. Your body, your choice.
Okay. To become a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. What is a woman?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Gender's not a construct, so.
Right.
So.
If someone says, I'm now a woman, what does that mean that they are?
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know how to answer that.
Are you guys women?
I'm whatever I want to be.
Right, but are you a woman?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you?
They, them.
They, them?
Yep.
Okay, so you're neither male or female.
I don't know what I identify as anymore.
Okay.
So.
What have you identified as in the past?
She, her.
She, her? Okay. Would that be a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so you are a woman.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I guess you identify as a woman.
I don't want to answer this anymore.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
When did you know that you were different and that you were transgender?
Definitely 12. This story is so stupid. I was really into South Park. And that was kind of like my biggest entryway into like left-leaning politics, which is dumb, but like it talked a lot about trans people for some reason. I was like, oh wait, this is kind of sick as hell. I did more research and I was like, no, that's actually definitely what I am. So thank you, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, I guess.
So South Park is why you transitioned?
Okay, I wouldn't say that. Okay, maybe not that. Oh my God, it opened doors. Is how I'm choosing to look at it. I'm gonna start saying that now. That's so good. Wait, that's really fire. Yeah, sure.
What do you think about Trump putting in that there's only 2 genders?
He's stupid and wrong.
How many genders are there?
Oh God, 1 billion, 1 bajillion.
Do you believe in the statement, trans women are women?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is a woman?
Someone who identifies as such.
But what is that? Like, there's conservatives say that there's like one identity, one definition. Is there multiple or?
No, conservatives are wrong. It's like a bad take. Gender is fluid. Gender is a performance. Gender is something that does not have set social categories. Women as a term is a lived social experience. Somebody who says that they are a woman and describes themselves as a woman and has the lived social experience of a woman is a woman.
They need to start shelling their money out. These guys, Bezos and Musk, do they think that they're going to live forever, these people? You know, everybody dies. According to the World Food Program, we could end world hunger by 2030 with $40 billion. And nothing is done with that money to help people. It's just to increase their power.
Well, Joy, your net worth should not be over $30 million if you were doing anything with your money to help people. So I think you want to sit this one out.
Sure you've been enjoying the video so far? Before we continue with the rest of the video, kindly like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these videos. Thanks for your support, and now let's continue.
Think you can change your sex? How can you ever call anybody stupid? If it is men's duty in society to procure, refine, protect resources, which then women and children are the primary beneficiaries of, which they are. What societal duty, which is equal to that, do women have? What is it?
Women, we're going to have children. Men will never understand the burden of carrying a child.
So you have a duty to reproduce?
I expect women to be able to cook and clean.
Wait, so you have women have a duty to reproduce?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. So that's
Absolutely
the one duty that's on par. Great. So that's one duty that's on par with that. I totally agree. Are they? Or is it the case that in every single nation in the West, we are under reproductive rates in every single one of them? In every single nation in the West, we are lower than where we need to be for reproduction. So it seems that men are fulfilling their social duty and women are not. And the problem with the right is that the right doesn't ever address this, and right-wing females never address this. Instead, they say it's equal. Work and motherhood are equal. They're not equal. Not only are they not equal, but let me give you another example here. As you dive into this, try to understand that what you do is you actually hamstring women by telling women they should go and be girl boss babes and go to college starting in their 20s. They actually destroy their prime reproductive years. They destroy them by having families later. It's the primary cause.
Okay, that's silly. I'm 23.
Hang on, listen.
Not
It's the
having a kid
primary cause
soon. My
for the
kids will be just fine.
reproduction crisis. It's the primary cause of the reproduction crisis in the West, is that with women defer families till they're in their 30s. Why do you think the average age of marriage is 32 in the United States? I think it just got raised to 33. Yes, you're going to have way less kids. Okay, part of girl bossing is when you say career women are right on par with mothers. They're not, and society should be glorifying one, not socially shaming the other, but you shouldn't give them the same elevation you give to mothers and matrons of families. That is pure covert feminism.
Okay. On the other hand, I'll ask you a question in return. Would you prefer a child growing up in a damaged family with a mother who clearly wasn't ready to raise a child and raise potentially what could be a deranged child who grows up to be a serial killer or a murderer, or how about this, just a really bad person, rather than wait a few more years until she's ready to have her kid and then raise a mensch? What do you prefer?
Well, so here's what we can see when we break this down. What we see when we break this down is the abuse happens in the public school, where you're 100 times more likely to be essayed than you are if you're in a Catholic church. We see that if it is the case that you're a single mother, you are a single mother, especially by choice, that is usually the selection of stepfather that leads to the abuse of the children. We also can see via the stats that you're completely just insane here. You are actually, if you stay inside of a family where mom and dad don't even like each other, your outcomes are still better than if you, the girl boss, goes, I just don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel fulfilled, and so I need to go and date the neighbor down the road or whatever, right? The truth is that regardless of your fulfillment, children are the duty. The next generation is the duty, and women have a duty to keep the family intact as well. They're responsible for most of the divorces. They file for the most amount of divorces, not because of abuse, but because of irreconcilable differences.
Bring in Stasia, who's been grimacing throughout that. Stasia, why are you so outraged by what he's saying?
I'm not outraged. I just think that you all are fairly stupid. And everything that's being said is ridiculous. And it's just like a comedy show.
You think you can change your sex? How can you ever call anybody stupid? How can you ever call anybody stupid?
Yeah,
you
she
think
should
you
sit
can
that
change
one
your
out.
sex?
Oh, I zoned out and I thought I'd woken up in the 1950s in some TARDIS. You can't take him seriously. It's ridiculous. I mean, do you know how insecure and pathetic you sound? You can't take you seriously.
Eat another donut,
I get
lady.
That I'll just finish. I get that you reckon that you're some big shock jock, and I know that you're desperately trying to be relevant, but you sound so insecure and so pathetic. You are
Do you have
irrelevant.
an argument? Can you put the Duncan down for a second and give me an argument? Do you have an argument? Or is it just
Sorry, I
Andrew
haven't heard
Bad?
one from you.
Yes, I've given you multiple arguments for the social fabric of all of society and how we can improve it, what we need to be doing, what we need to be moving towards. I gave you all the stats. I gave you argument after argument. Can you give me a single argument?
All the stats. You are the oracle. You know all about the universe and what's going to progress humankind. You're just
It's not-
a shock
it's
jock,
not
mate.
psychic ability.
You're just pathetic. Nobody's going to
No
listen
arguments.
to you. You're
When
an
are you
aggressive,
going to have an argument?
insecure man.
Van Hollen posted a picture of him sitting with Abrego Garcia at a table.
I see these pictures tonight, and I think, boy, the party of women is really covering itself in glory tonight. I mean, I don't understand why the American left falls in love with the worst people. You've got a gang-banging, human-trafficking, wife-beating illegal alien, and a United States senator in a ludicrous display of energy is in El Salvador having Mai Tais and Yahtzee. I do not get it. I do not understand why the left takes on the heroes people like that. I don't get it.
I think
he has an adjudicated deportation order, and you have Democrat public officials falling all over themselves trying to get him back here without thinking through the next step, which is he's literally going to be deported somewhere else.
But he did have due process. everything we know about him is documented because he did go through the court systems. He was stopped for trafficking. His wife did file these domestic violence charges against him. He was arrested with MS-13 members with a roll of cash that had the eyes and the ears and the mouths of the presidents erased, which is an MS-13 markings. This is all non-disputed.
Average American looking at this case, a lot of conflicting information. Okay, I believe some, I don't believe. An illegal alien came here in 2011, and somehow in 2025, he's still here? After having been through the court system, after having been arrested with lots of people in his car, after having all this evidence?
Deport him?
He just did, and now everybody's mad about it.
Why didn't
How
Donald
did an
Trump
illegal
deport
alien
him?
take advantage of our system for 14
Why
years
didn't
and
Donald
not
Trump
get
deport
away?
him?
You know, political party Abraham Lincoln was a part of?
Democratic?
No.
No.
Republican.
Really? Okay.
Started the Republican Party.
Exception then.
I know.
Okay.
I guess Republicans aren't so bad.
No.
What party was Lincoln a part of?
The Democratic Party.
No.
Lincoln?
Republican Party.
Democratic?
No.
Republicans had a very different outlook back in the 1800s.
Yeah. They wanted to free the slaves back then?
Was that the Republican Party, or was that just kind of a general consensus of...
That was the Republican Party, yeah. Yeah, it was like the Republican was pretty much the anti-slavery party. The Democrats were like the party of the KKK, things like that.
Ironic how things change, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we still flew a normal flight on the way up here, which is not good.
Okay, there seems to be a little economical misunderstanding. You play a sport that generates $0.
Thank you for checking out this episode of Woke Trends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now.